Hey, this is David with FrontPorchFamily.com, and I am here with my friend, also the town architect, also many other things of Carlton Landing, Jim Hasenbeck.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
Good.
Thanks for joining us. So we're just going to jump right into it. Just tell us who you are and what you do. Your day job. Not out here yet. We're not going to get to that.
Not okay.
Your day job.
Well, I'm Jim Hasenbeck. I'm an architect.
Good.
And I'm a principal at Studio Architecture, which is located in Oklahoma City.
Awesome. And what kind of work do you do there?
Commercial architecture.
Awesome. Okay. And then, so the first question I want to ask you is, I'm sure you've had lots of houses in different neighborhoods all over the place, but...
Which is incorrect, but yeah, keep going.
Oh, really? Have you only lived in one house? Or two
I
houses?
thought you were going to say I designed a bunch of different houses in different neighborhoods.
No. Have you lived in different cities and different neighborhoods since you've been married?
No, one city.
Really? Okay. Well, that kind of, no, not really. What I was going to ask you was, of all the places that you lived and all the houses, but just only really been one.
Two houses, one
Who
city.
are your favorite neighbors you've ever had? Most favorite neighbors you've ever had?
Are you talking about full-time housing or
Just
part-time
wherever.
at Carlton Landing?
Doesn't matter. You say it.
Because you're one of my favorite neighbors at
That's what
Carlton
I'm
Landing.
going for.
Yeah.
That's the correct
That's
answer.
the correct answer. Okay, good.
So who would it be?
Well, it'd be David and Whitney.
Of course it would.
No, actually,
why did you hesitate?
Actually, our first house was a little bitty house
Mm-hmm.
that we gutted, remodeled. My wife wasn't all that excited about it, but she grew to love it. And I'll tell you a funny story. She cried when we bought it because she was not excited, but she cried when we left because she didn't want to leave.
Oh,
And we had an elderly lady next door that was a widower.
Mm-hmm.
And well, no, a
She's
widow.
a widow,
And she
yeah.
was dating a widower.
Interesting.
And so it was fun to watch that, I'm going to say, older generation court
Courting
each
at
other
70.
and stuff. Yeah, it was. But they came to every little family event we had.
That's funny.
So they were a pretty favorite neighbor.
That was good, but we're still better.
Oh, much.
Forget about it.
Forget about that. It's so
That's
fast.
right, story.
Tell us what you do for the town of Carlton Landing. All your jobs. And then we can just pick them off one by one.
Okay.
And be more specific if you want to.
Well, I've been involved with Carlton Landing from just the very beginning. So from just natural raw land to what we have today, which I hope you know exactly what it is, but I hope your readers, your viewers, your audience gets to experience it through
I hope so too.
through all of your different blogs you guys have put together. But so I've been involved from the planning stages all the way through a lot of the construction phases of both the public buildings and then a lot of the residential areas. I am officially the town architect, so
Okay.
I work with the town founder,
Okay.
and we together review a lot of the proposed architectural construction projects. And I'm also on the planning commission for the town of Carlton Landing. And so I work with kind of when they open up new neighborhoods, and our commission kind of works with the town
Okay.
as far as kind of opening up new sections of town to
Cool.
help it grow.
Awesome. That sounds fun.
It is fun.
So what does the
It's a
town
lot of
architect do? I mean, what specifically do you do on a daily, when you're out here? Like your Thursday through Sunday, whenever you're out here?
I think specifically my role is just to make sure that the architecture follows the contextualism and the vernacular style of Carlton Landing, which is based on two things. The commercial side a little bit more towards what we call the Oklahoma territorial architecture, and the residences are kind of the American farmhouse style. Now there's little spice styles in between so that we're not boring or static, but in general, most of the housing is patterned after the good old American farmhouse.
Was that the vision for the farmhouse architecture and the whatever other aspects of architecture that are included now? Was that all in the vision that came from Grant, who was the town founder, that he works with?
It evolved out of the charrette process of planning the town, because we talked about a lot of different styles, and we kind of settled on that during that charrette planning process.
Cool. So if you don't know what a charrette is, and we actually got to see one out here, was that last year? When Andreas Duani came with his crew, and the developer had bought some other land, some additional land on the other side of the lake over here, and they sat down there and drew fountains and hotels and just freehand drawing. I mean, it was really kind of fun to see.
Yeah, it was.
So that's what you did in the very beginning of this one. It was just timber. Nice.
And actually, a charrette is a donkey cart, just so you know.
A charrette is a donkey cart.
It is. In Paris, way back.
So how does that relate to drawing a town?
Well, the charrette is a process. So charrette means you're working hard, you're staying up late, sometimes all night. You don't quit until you're finished. And in Paris, back in the Beaux-Arts days, they had multiple schools of architecture, and this little donkey cart went around and collected all of the drawings, and then took them back, I guess, to the mothership, wherever that was, University of Paris #1. And the little donkey cart was called a charrette, and what people say is the architects would jump on the donkey cart and keep drawing while he was moving, so they were on charrette. They were on the cart. Meaning, you just didn't quit. You just kept working and working until your professor just yanked it out of your hand.
Pencils down.
That's right.
Let's see.
What are you reading over there?
My questions that I have for you. As the town architect, what is the hardest thing you've done or you have to do, or what's the most difficult challenge for you to do?
I don't know that anything's been difficult. Sometimes people that, let's say, purchase a lot, they have a vision in their mind of what they would like for their home to be and to look like. And probably the difficult part is to kind of shape their vision into the vernacular and the vision of Carlton Landing. Now, most people come and love the vernacular, and that's what they want, so those are easy, but some come with kind of predisposed ideas, and we sit down and work through that with them, and when it's all said and done, everybody's happy and it turns out great. But that's probably, the most difficult. But
So
nothing's
town
too difficult.
Town architect also could mean dream smasher. Like to have a dream of what their house looks like, and you just go, you throw it away.
How about dream manipulator?
There you go.
Okay,
That's
how
even
about
better.
that?
Dream manipulator. That's funny. Let's see.
But we don't manipulate. We work together so that their dream is still their dream.
Right.
Still
But
their
you have,
vision.
yeah, there's a vision. There's a vision of what this place
There's a
was.
vision for
Right.
what Carlton Landing is, and we want to maintain that.
Right.
So that, again, it just has that certain feel.
I get it. So, speaking of vision, what is your vision for Carlton Landing going forward? What is your vision, aside from developer, aside from everything else? What is your vision for Carlton Landing?
I think to grow into just a really strong, community. And we say community, there's a lot of community. This is a town. I mean, this is Oklahoma's newest town.
Yeah.
With mayor,
cool.
planning commission,
Yeah.
all that stuff. A water
Fire
board,
department.
fire department, volunteer
Yeah.
fire department. I mean, it's fun to watch it grow, but I think to big picture, the big vision is to just see it mature into a town that we all just love and enjoy to live in.
Yep. It's been fun to watch just even the last 3 years to see as more people come, of course it's going to change, but just see the changes of, new buildings and new parks and things like that. And you kind of see, I think it was Andreas Duani even said, he goes, you guys are kind of at the part where, 3 years ago you knew everybody and you knew everybody very well. And now there's so many people moving out here now that it's that much harder to create those relationships and maintain those relationships just because there's just more people. Which is fun. I mean,
and the
I like
town's
it.
designed in a way for that to happen on a kind of a normal basis. And what I mean by that is we do have a lot of parks, and we build around those parks. And so the people that say are around Firefly Park or Redbud Park, they start to form a little community or a little neighborhood, if you want. So that's how Carlton Landing's neighborhoods are going to just evolve naturally. And as we get so big that we don't know people, but we will know places, and we'll say, where do you live? Well, I live on Firefly Park, or I live on Cottage Court, or I live in Redbud Park. So that will immediately at least tie you to, in a way, to a connection. Say, oh, well, you know, so-and-so. You know, I really live on Redwood Park. Oh, you must know Larry and Jenny
Right.
Page.
Right.
Yes, we do. So,
So it's like a community within a community.
Right.
So you're gonna have different. You're gonna have smaller communities inside of a large community.
that's right. And that's a lot of the principles, I think, of, you know, walkable, sustainable new urbanism.
Yeah. What is your of the new urbanism characteristics of the principles of new urbanism? What's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite's walkable. I mean, you can basically, when you come to Carlton Landing, you park your car and you don't need your car till you leave. And part of the joy is walking and discovering and meeting people. You can't help but meet people because the design of all the homes, they have front porches. And people are on those front porches.
Yeah.
And it must be an inside joke here.
Oh, front porch family.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that was the name of your blog.
Light bulb. There's a light bulb going on.
No, I didn't know that was the name of your blog.
Frontporchfamily.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll visit that someday.
You should.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
But anyway, it forces you to meet people, and it's the walk that makes the new urbanism community enjoyable. And really, if something's going on, you can walk a long ways. Not that we're a shopping mall, but if you're in a shopping mall and all these stores and store windows and things, you don't realize how far you walk because your eye is busy kind of convincing your brain that you're not, you know, walking very far.
Truth. I like that. We were in a community similar to this that was about 15 years old. It's not a town, but it's actually a neighborhood. It's a subdivision. But it was built same principles of new urbanism. And it was fun to see all the different things that we have coming. We're 10 years behind them, but they've got a grocery store and they've got a, did you ask me a question? No. They've got grocery stores and they've got, bars and restaurants. Am I hearing voices? Bars and restaurants and things like that. And we asked the lady in the real estate office, is it walkable? Is it truly walkable? She goes, yes. From front to back, bottom to top, every bit of it.
Right.
Anything you need, you can walk. You can walk to get it.
Right. And as we grow even bigger, we're a large land. It's like 800 acres. Well, that's more than a square mile.
Right.
So you walk, and then you can bicycle. There's going to be connections and trails and that sorts of things. So there's other modes of transportation. It's really geared around the pedestrian more so than the car. We can't ignore the car. Never ignore it.
Right.
You have to have them.
Sure.
But it's a pedestrian-friendly environment. Slow the car down. The people are more important than the car.
Absolutely. I agree with that. That's good. Let's see. Since you're on the inside of this whole thing, give us a peek or give us a something that's happening in 2018 that we may not know about yet out here. Is there something big coming? We know about the Tower Courts pool. We've talked about that a little bit. Is there something coming in 2018 that we can get excited about?
Well, I'm real careful of putting dates on things.
Oh.
I've learned my lesson from that.
Okay.
And that's not because of Carlton Landing. It's just being an architect making promises about, oh yeah, we'll have that done next week. There are some up and coming things that are pretty exciting though. A new marina will be kind of introduced to the town. We now have a kind of a smaller one, but the town has been working very hard with the Corps of Engineers to develop, I'm going to say, a very large marina.
Okay.
And that will come online shortly. And then also a very large public space with sport fields and tennis and soccer and those sorts of things.
Cool.
As the town grows, our little school will grow, and they'll need, places to host, hopefully someday, a soccer team and things like that.
Awesome.
So we're going to kind of introduce a large kind of gathering space.
Good.
And then about every 100 homes, we add a pool. So who's to say that after 18 or 19, we don't need another pool?
Yeah, we had good growth last year.
Right.
Yeah. So okay. Is there anything else you would like us to know about you? Anything you
About
want to
me?
share? Yeah.
No,
Whatever.
No, not about me, but I hope people take time to kind of explore and get to know Carlton Landing.
Absolutely.
It's really an awesome place. And I'd love to come back in 100 years and see what Carlton Landing's evolved to.
Right. That would be fun.
Hopefully it's still very vibrant and growing, and all the principles that are being put in place now are maintained. And I won't be able to do that. But it'd be kind of fun to teleport myself to 100 years from now.
Right. Cool.
You'd probably still be here, but I'm
No, I
a lot
seriously
older
doubt it.
than you are.
Not much. You're not that much older than me. So we really don't need to give out your contact information. But if you do build a house out here, kind of what happens is once the plan is created, it kind of goes to Jim and his team for a design review, and then that's where he dashes your dreams and rips them up and throws them.
No, we work together. To
Oh, you
create-
work
We actually, in a
together.
way, the dreams become even better.
That's true.
Bigger.
You're
We make
such
the
a
dreams bigger.
Wordsmith.
No, that's the truth. Their dreams are bigger.
Well, thanks for coming.
You bet.
I
Thanks,
appreciate your time very much. And check out this video feed, a video blog entry, and all the others on frontporchfamily.com. Thank you.
I'll even go.